had sinus problems my whole life. I even had surgery to correct a suspected problem. But when I simply changed to environmentally clean laundry detergent, my sinus problems disappeared, and so did my children's allergies.
I have 3 young boys. It's their responsibility to clean their own bathroom. I'm so glad I found cleansers that I trust to be safe and that really do work. My boys have fun spraying the bottles, and even when they do get carried away, I know they won't get hurt by harsh chemicals.
I've been on nutritional products for a long time. Now I can eliminate toxins from my home just like my body.
I never realized you couldn't mix certain household cleaning products together until I did, and I nearly killed myself.
I used to get headaches every evening we ate at home. Then I realized it was when the dishwasher was running, putting toxic fumes in the air. We switched from store-bought brands, and now I'm headache-free.
Every time I would polish my furniture, I get lightheaded and feel sick all over for days.
It was very scary. 18 inches off the ground in my garage was an accident waiting to happen. Car polish with a cartoon character on the front of the label and a deadly warning label on the back. It just seemed to call out for my children to play with it.
Since you have been listening to this tape, in the U.S. there have been approximately 20 accidental poisonings. But the much bigger picture is how many of us are being poisoned slowly, by continuously inhaling chemicals in our air, absorbing chemicals from our clothing and our surroundings. The people you've just heard from are informed consumers. They've realized the deadly existence of toxic chemicals. They have taken action to prevent what we call toxic time bombs from going off in their homes. Not so for everyone. Unfortunately, far too many families are unaware of the toxic time bombs ticking in their homes. Here's one example of the consequences of not knowing they exist.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Buckler. If you would have told me this story 20 years ago while in college, I would have never believed you. It seems like yesterday I was mountain bike riding, ocean kayaking, and playing tournament-level tennis. No one had a better life than me. Gradually, I noticed becoming more sensitive to things like perfumes and cleaning products, but never gave it a second thought. While at work one day, my toxic time bomb exploded all around me with no warning. Someone in the next room sprayed disinfectant in the air. Immediately, my throat and lungs started to burn like fire, and my legs became like rubber. Little did I know a fine mist of spray from that little can could do so much harm to me. My wife, Lynn, practically had to carry me to our truck, and I spent 3 months in bed going in and out of consciousness with open sores bleeding down the back of my throat. It has been 3 long years, and I'm finally making progress. Yet, I talk to you today from a one-room cabin on the side of a mountain miles away from civilization. That's my life today. My case is very rare, and for most of you who are listening to this tape, the chances of this happening to you are very small. But I can tell you with conviction that it is happening to you, but just at a much slower pace. And for the majority of you, that's enough to cause any number of health problems. This is my warning to you. The pace can accelerate at any time. My recommendation to you is to listen to the rest of this tape very carefully. Your safety and your health are at risk. I truly thought I was healthy. I felt secure, yet my time bomb exploded and changed my life forever. It may be too late for me, but you, by simply utilizing the information you will be receiving on this tape, you can all but virtually assure yourself, when it comes to the toxic chemical issue, a safe and healthy life.
That's Dr. John Buckler. You'll hear more from him during the tape. Now, since you've been listening, approximately 60 accidental poisonings have occurred in the U.S. Accidental poisonings are only a small part of this overwhelming problem. In 1901 in the U.S., cancer was a very rare disease. 1 out of 8,000 were the statistics. Then came the Great Industrial Revolution. The byproducts of this era were toxic chemicals, which are now in so many products we buy, the air we breathe, and our water system. 20 years ago, Love Canal opened the consciousness of America, and we all started to become aware. Yet, unbelievable as it might seem, today we still find our household products containing antifreeze, engine degreaser, and petroleum distillates, which is just concentrated gasoline, just to name a few. Little wonder why today the American Cancer Society says that 1 out of 3 people will get cancer, and by the year 2000, it's 1 out of 2. In fact, our own homes are virtual toxic waste sites, containing hundreds of different toxic products we've bought willingly from our local grocery store. The New York Times book review, Our Stolen Future, urged that corporations must prove chemicals are safe before distributing them. This more than likely will not happen. Why? Today, about 4.5 million chemicals are known, 45,000 are in commercial distribution, and it takes a team of scientists, 300 mice, 2 to 3 years, and about $300,000 to determine whether one single suspect chemical causes cancer. The book review goes on to say that while studying Great Lakes plant and animal life, it was discovered that the offspring didn't seem healthy, that toxic chemicals found in the parents' bodies were acting as hand-me-down poisons that victimized the unborn and very young. Humans are now inescapably exposed to so many chemicals that it is effectively impossible to provide a cause and effect connection between a given compound and a corresponding malady. How many people do you know that have died of cancer, or have some other chronic degenerative diseases, or even simply have allergies, fatigue, or frequent headaches? These are all symptoms of our chemical time bombs ticking away. Over 90 years of toxic buildup seems to be an overwhelming obstacle, but you can start making a difference in the most important place in your life, your own home. Did you know most poisonings happen slowly, over a long period of time as a result of daily exposure to toxins? Here again is Dr. John Buckler.
You have heard of the frog story, how if you put a frog into boiling water, it will immediately jump out and save its life. But if you put a frog in cool water and turn the heat up slowly, it will never recognize the danger and will literally boil to death, even though it could jump out at any time and save its life. This analogy is perfect to help you understand the danger that is lurking all around us in the form of toxic chemicals. Don't treat the symptoms, treat the cause. Yes, there are people-friendly products that work just as well, if not better.
Hiding products and putting them out of reach of children is only a small part of the solution. Just sitting in tightly closed bottles in your home is a threat, as chemicals outgas and pollute your air. If you don't think this is true, just walk down the cleaning product aisles of your local grocery store. Clothes and sheets washed in store-bought laundry detergent lay against your skin all day and all night, and your skin absorbs the poisons. Put your hands in dishwater and you absorb them. Eat off your clean plates and there's a residue left from chemicals. Lean on a newly polished tabletop and you absorb small amounts of toxins. Let your babies crawl on polished floors, and they absorb those same chemicals too. The whole time you breathe, you're inhaling poisons. They surround you by the hundreds, and they can devastate you little by little, like a time bomb ticking. Over time, many problems can occur. For instance, headaches, depression, joint pain, chronic fatigue, that's a big one, chest pain, ear infection, dizziness, sleep disorders, asthma. In the future, your body may respond with cancer, heart disease, lung problems, damage to the liver and immune system. Do you have any of these symptoms? The solution for you is simple. Eliminate as many of these toxic products from your daily life as possible.
Maureen cleans houses for a living. She had lost her sense of smell and taste and had a terrible burning sensation in her lungs as a result of cleaning homes with toxic chemicals day after day and year after year. She was strongly advised to switch her occupation or start using people-friendly products. I am happy to say that she has switched products and already reports that her taste and smell are coming back, and the burning in her lungs is completely gone.
Thanks, Doctor. Did you know that chemicals in ordinary household products have been linked to birth defects, psychological abnormalities, and even learning disorders in children? Up until the Industrial Revolution, as we mentioned earlier, these problems didn't exist to the extent they do today. Studies show an undeniable link between toxic chemicals and these terrible health problems. Children are at a much higher risk because their detox systems are not fully developed. They can't filter out the toxins as adults do. We're just beginning to see how toxins in children's lives are taking a toll. Learning disabilities are rising at an alarming rate. Unknown to most parents, they're poisoning their families just by using ordinary cleaning products bought at the local grocer. The expansion of special learning classes in our public schools and the growth of private learning centers definitely spotlight this crisis. Do you have or do you know of anyone whose child is a slow learner or has some type of learning disability? Chances are you do.
In her new book, Is This Your Child's World?, best-selling author Dr. Doris Rapp, MD, reveals that cleaning products that are used both at home and at school can affect children's ability to score high grades. One child was unable to write numbers correctly just minutes after exposure to a cleaning fluid. A 4-year-old boy, Ryan, lost the ability to draw when he was exposed to a disinfectant aerosol. And a 12-year-old girl named Lisa had her writing ability go from the outstanding grade of an A to the failing grade of an F due to the toxic fumes of chlorine bleach. All 3 of these children could have been misclassified as slow learners or learning disabled, but nothing could have been further from the truth. The culprit was toxic cleaning chemicals. Your children deserve better than this. How many of them are really A and B students, but are only performing as C and D and F students because of toxic cleaning chemicals? Now, hear from one of my colleagues, Dr. Dunn.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jan Marie Dunn. As a practicing chiropractic physician, I see many, many patients whose symptoms may be a direct result of chemical overload. Allergies, headaches, depression, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, behavioral and learning disabilities, as well as diseases resulting from suppressed immune function, all may be related to the toxic chemicals which are so prevalent in our homes and environment. These toxins inhibit the body's ability to maintain homeostasis. I strongly recommend to my patients to take a closer look at their home and remove the chemical time bombs.
Did you know that homes in America are many times more toxic than our greatest industrial cities? The EPA reported that toxic chemicals found in every home are 3 times more likely to cause cancer than airborne pollutants. According to a 1989 report on indoor air quality submitted to Congress by the EPA, the nation's worst pollution is found inside the home. Hazard levels 2 to 5 times higher than outdoors are found in the typical home, regardless of where it's located. In one 5-year study, the EPA reported that a number of homes had chemical levels 70 times higher inside the house than outside. I'm sure you're aware of the sick building syndrome. That's where entire buildings have been shut down by the government because the toxic levels presented a very dangerous health hazard. I wonder how many homes in America would qualify for sick building syndrome. Would your house pass the test? This is why statistics say that women who work at home have a 54% higher risk of getting cancer than women who work outside the home, according to a study done by the Toronto Indoor Air 90 Conference. Now, since the tape has started, several hundred accidental poisonings have occurred. Alarming facts, aren't they? Remember when you were a child and your parents cautioned you to a symbol that was easily recognizable? When you saw this symbol, it meant that it was bad for you. That's right, the skull and crossbones. Where's that symbol today? Well, industrial lobbyists with their powerful purse strings have discontinued this easily recognizable symbol, even for a toddler, and replaced it with small, fine-printed labels, which are hard to read for adults, never mind children. The government has replaced the skull and crossbones with one of 3 labels: warning, caution, and danger. They end up on so many products today that the result is warning label overload, and we don't pay any attention to them anymore. When was the last time you read the warning label on your dish detergent? The #1 killer of children.
I have just finished reading an article concerning the senseless suffering and death of children here in America. A 7-month-old boy died after he crawled through a puddle of spilled laundry bleach. A little girl ate some dishwasher detergent and required 7 operations to reopen her scarred esophagus. An 18-month-old had to eat and breathe through tubes for 5 months, and at last count has had 30 operations. Dishwasher detergent is what destroyed his throat, too. That same article goes on to tell about a 3-year-old boy named Jason who died after swallowing just 3 ounces of a toxic household product. If the skull and crossbones were still on the label, parents would more likely be aware and the child more likely to recognize that it is dangerous. This is not the case today. Very strong industrial lobbyists have seen to that. Is it any wonder, with all these toxic products so close to our children, that cancer is the #1 killer of children today? And according to the National Safety Council, more children under the age of 4 die of accidental poisonings at home than are accidentally killed with guns at home. Those of you who have children or grandchildren, listen to me. The chance of this occurring to you and your loved ones can be totally eliminated. But remember, it's not just the children. We are all slowly being poisoned by products we've come to trust.
Thanks, Doctor. A study done by the Washington Toxic Coalition states that less than a fatal dose may cause permanent damage or make you extremely ill. Don't be fooled by the word non-toxic on the label. It often is used in a misleading manner. A product that is legally classified as non-toxic may still contain toxic ingredients. It just might take more of the product to harm you. This is simply a crime against humanity. By the way, those of you who have pets absolutely should read the labels on your pet products. You'll not believe what they say. Your pets are also exposed. Sadly, they can't do anything about it, but you can.
My suggestion to you is to take inventory of your home now. See for yourself just how exposed you and your loved ones are. Take 5 minutes. Take action to prevent the hidden time bombs in your life from exploding like they did in mine.
Let me use this analogy. If you were driving your car and your oil light went on, would you stop and cut the wire and then continue driving? Or would you pull into a service station and fix the problem? Obviously, you know the consequences if you don't fix the problem. Your engine could be damaged, possibly to the extent that no repairs could be made to it. I hope this tape has put a warning light on in your mind, and you decide to permanently fix your toxic crisis and poison-proof your home. The next time you walk into your home, wouldn't you like to have the comfort in knowing that your home is now safe? Start today using Safer Window Cleaner, Safer wood and floor polishes, Safer laundry and dish detergents, Safer products for your car, Safer bathroom cleaners, Safer everything. Right now, your time bomb is still ticking. The person who gave you this tape can give you the means of diffusing it. Just imagine your home free of toxic chemicals. Imagine your home a safer place to live. Imagine the possible health benefits. Imagine doing your part to help the environment. We all know knowledge is power. You now have it. What are you going to do with it? Ignore it or take action? Give the person who cared enough to share this message with you a call.